Welcome to Andromeda, where creators, innovators, collectors, and dummies come to explore the world of NFTs with Kev. Today's episode is all about historical and vintage NFTs. Why do they matter? Why are they important? And what my personal thesis is on them, which I personally believe they're going to be absolutely priceless in the future, but who knows when that future is. So without further ado, let's see what people around the metaverse is saying about historical NFTs. So we're going to start off with Johnny B NFT. And he says, art aside, look into OG NFT projects for long-term value, not low-quality profile pictures with some BS roadmap. And he drops a picture of a few Ethereum NFT projects from 2015 to 2019. You may call these all historical artifacts. So we're going to move on to a tweet that I made on October 5th. And I said, it really blows my mind when I think about how early we are in the NFT era of humanity. 4.6 billion internet users. Let that sink in. And only about 200,000 NFT OpenSea users. I remain super bullish on historical projects in the long run, because there will certainly come a time that mainstream realizes that you can't make any more old. Let that sink in. The growth of NFTs is going to slowly happen over time. So I follow up with that tweet a few days later and I say this. Millions of people are about to flood into NFTs. While profile pictures are hot today, I'm focused on collecting projects from 2014 to 2018. In the near future, they'll be unattainable and priceless. Owning history has never been a bad idea. And then I go to drop this picture by W Rabbit 1111, and it says history and scarcity in digital antique market. And he drops how many NFTs were created in each era of the NFT market. So he called this the golden era from 2014 to 2016. There's only about 10 collectible NFT projects. Then he goes part one of the silver era in 2017. There's roughly about 20 collectible NFT projects. And then he goes in the silver era part two in 2018. There's about 100 plus NFT projects. And then 2019 to 2021, there's thousands of collectible NFT projects. So you could just see how the golden era, the silver era part two, and how the projects are continuing to grow. So I also say in this tweet, the number of NFT holders has 3x in less than a year. Coinbase, Reddit, Twitter, TikTok, Photoshop, and Facebook are all creating NFT platforms that will onboard millions of new holders. Demand and scarcity for these early projects will skyrocket. Guys, if you're liking this so far, do me a favor, smash the like button if you're interested in historical NFT projects. So here's a message from Maddie, DCL Blogger. And I really like this a lot. The beautiful thing about historic NFTs is they don't need to do anything. They just need to merely exist and allow time to tell/cement their story. Punks, Mooncats, Curio Cards, Rare Pepes, early artists, Spells of Genesis, Etheria, and Minty more. He's saying the same exact thing I was just saying earlier. Time makes these projects more valuable. Every day that passes by, these projects become more valuable because they are historical. And if you believe in this technology, then there should be no reasons why you don't believe in the history of it. And DCL Blogger goes on to say something that I agree with, but I don't fully agree with here. And I'm going to say why. He says, way too many brands flooding into drop NFTs, completely saturating the overall NFT market. From here on out, I'm personally being very selective of what I buy, which makes sense. Me personally, I'm only going deep into historical projects with the exception of one profile picture that I have. But my main focus is history because I believe history will be valuable. But what he's saying is way too many brands are flooding in drop NFTs. I think it's a good thing that these brands are going into NFTs because I think in the future, everything is going to be NFT. So it is inevitable that every brand and every single person floods into this market. I think, and this is what I say. I say this is why I'm strictly focused on collecting historical NFT projects from 2018 to 2014. Soon, almost everything in the modern world will be an NFT, which will skyrocket the demand for these early gems. And that was my response to DCL Blogger on that. So we're going to go to W Rabbit 1111 again. He's the one who created that little chart I was just showing you guys about how many NFTs are in each era. He says, why would collectors care if an NFT is old? Question mark. Well, if a core proposition and a revolutionary feature of blockchain is the fact that an immutable and verifiable date/timestamp can be applied to assets, it probably makes sense that an NFT's date might matter. Of course. And he had a really nice response by Dan's Turn, who says, also, people just like collecting old things. They are capped, immutable, and demonstrate an important conceptual innovation that is specific to time and place. It engenders understanding of how we got to where we are today. It's funky and retro. There's millions of reasons why. So guys, if you're enjoying learning and seeing what different minds in the metaverse is saying about historical and vintage NFTs, go ahead and do yourself a favor and do me a favor and smash that like button as hard as you can. And if you aren't following, do me a favor, please, and go ahead and hit that follow button, because I'm going to be dropping a lot more content just like this. So let's continue to go on to what Mando_great says. He says NFTs aren't a 3-month play. They aren't a 3-year play. They aren't a 3-decade play. NFTs are going to be here for your lifetime and beyond. The historical significance of this period can't be underplayed. And I think why this is so important for this very reason, because even when we talk about 2021, there will become a point in time where we're talking about 30 years into the future, 100 years into the future. We'll look at the 2021 NFT bull run, the 2021 mania, and that might be considered historical. That might be considered, these NFTs today will be historical NFTs in 50 years and 60 years. It won't matter if an NFT is in 2021 or 2019 or 2018. They're all NFTs from a very early time of NFT history. Now, when I say collect historical projects, it's historical projects that had historical significance in that period of time. Remember that. Historical projects that had historical significance in some way or another in that period of time, those are the ones that will continue to go up in value tremendously. So let's move forward. So this is from Bossum. There's been some debates lately around vintage NFT grails. So let's add a creation. In your opinion, what is the best NFT relic to buy today for under 10K and HODL forever as a metaverse artifact? And he drops a couple of different NFTs here. And for under 10K, I am 100% picking Curio cards because it predates punks. It's the first art on Ethereum. And I think the story behind it is beautiful. It's basically what OpenSea was at that moment in time. That's what they tried to create, an NFT marketplace for artists to sell their art on the blockchain. The story is beautiful. And that's why I'll go with them. So we're going to go back to right here where with W Rabbit, he says, when looking long term, Lunar token and Ether Lambos are really undervalued right now, in my view. Minted 2017 and early 2018, respectively, they not only looked very cool, they capture as an NFT an iconic period of ICO mania in the crypto culture emergence of Win Moon and Win Lambo. So they're basically meme NFTs who capitalize off of those moments. Very interesting, historically significant. And to end the segment off, guys, I want to leave this for some room for thought for you guys to think about before you guys end this video, what DCL Blogger is saying and how significant and important this is. He says the beautiful thing about historic NFTs is they don't need to do anything. They just need to merely exist and allow time to tell/cement their story. Punks, Mooncats, Curio Cards, Rare Pepes, Early Artists, Spells of Genesis, Etheria, and many more. I think these projects are going to be as valuable and as revolutionary and go down in history the same way we go down and we talk about the Wright brothers for revolutionizing the way that we humans were able to fly. We talk about Ford for giving humans the ability to drive. We're going to talk about Elon Musk for sending humans to Mars. We talk about Christopher Columbus for discovering a new a new world. I think the same ways these early projects are going to be remembered as the early innovators of the metaverse, when everything is metaverse in 50 years, when everything is metaverse in 100 years, when everything is this digital society that we're living in 150 years from now. And they're going to go back in time when was the start of the metaverse? When was the start of the blockchain? When did this human paradigm shift start? And they're going to go back to 2014 to 2021, really, and in the 20s period. And they're going to say these projects will be remembered forever and go down in history for being the innovators, just like the rest of the innovators throughout history. And with that, guys, if you guys enjoyed this episode about historical/vintage NFTs, leave me a like, comment on this video, let me know your thoughts, but most importantly, hit the subscribe button, and we're tuning out of Andromeda.